Manifestation is not the act of persuading reality to change. It is the recognition that reality has always been responding to you, long before events take shape, long before circumstances appear. Something quieter and more subtle has already moved. Your inner state has already spoken. Life simply follows its instruction. Most people have been taught to see the world as something external, something fixed, something that must be navigated, managed, or endured. They believe they are reacting to life, when in truth, life is reacting to them. Every pattern you experience is not accidental. It is organized around what you consistently assume to be true about yourself, about others, and about how the world works. Manifestation begins with identity. Not personality, not behavior, but identity. The quiet answer to the question, who am I in this situation? That answer shapes perception. Perception shapes emotion. Emotion shapes action. Action shapes outcome. By the time you notice the result, the cause has already been accepted for a long time. This is why effort alone rarely changes anything. You can work harder, try more strategies, push with more discipline. Yet still feel as if you are running against an invisible current. That current is not fate. It is familiarity. It is the gravitational pull of an identity that has not yet shifted. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are aligned with. Alignment does not mean perfection. It means coherence. When your inner assumptions match the experience you desire, reality reorganizes naturally. Not instantly in every case, but inevitably. From an early age, you are taught to see yourself as limited. Limited by circumstances, by background, by timing, by other people. These ideas were absorbed before you ever had language to question them. Over time, they became the invisible framework through which you interpreted everything. You did not choose them consciously, but you can release them consciously. The mind resists this idea because it has learned to associate safety with predictability. Even painful familiarity can feel safer than unknown freedom. This is why many people cling to limitation long after it stops serving them. It feels real because it has been repeated. But repetition is not truth. Habit is not law. Manifestation asks you to step into a different relationship with your thoughts. Not to control them rigidly, not to suppress them, but to recognize their role. Thoughts are not commands. They are suggestions. Only the ones you agree with shape your reality. Every assumption carries an emotional tone. That tone becomes your baseline state. That baseline becomes your signal. Life responds to that signal without argument. It does not ask whether you deserve more or less. It simply mirrors the state you are broadcasting. This is why feeling matters more than visualization. You can imagine a future endlessly, but if your emotional state remains rooted in waiting, hoping, or proving, the signal remains unchanged. Manifestation does not respond to pictures in the mind. It responds to the position of the self. Ask yourself what it would feel like if the thing you desire were already resolved. Not exaggerated joy, not excitement, but calm certainty, relief, normalcy. That feeling is the state you are learning to inhabit. You are not pretending. You are practicing familiarity with a new identity. At first, the mind will protest. It will bring up evidence. It will replay the past. It will warn you of disappointment. This is not sabotage. It is conditioning, losing control. The mind was trained to protect you through limitation. When you expand, it feels threatened. You do not need to fight it. You need to outgrow it. Manifestation does not require belief in the sense of blind faith. It requires acceptance. Acceptance that your inner world is causal. Acceptance that circumstances are reflections, not verdicts. Acceptance that change begins invisibly before it appears visibly. Resistance often appears right before a breakthrough. Old emotions surface. Doubts intensify. Fatigue sets in. This is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that the old identity is being challenged. Growth feels uncomfortable because it stretches what has been familiar for a long time. You're not meant to eliminate fear. You are meant to stop letting fear decide. Courage is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision that doubt does not get the final word. Every time you return to a new assumption, you strengthen it. Each return matters. Consistency outweighs intensity. Small moments of alignment repeated daily reshape the nervous system. Over time, the new state feels more natural than the old one ever did. Manifestation unfolds through ease, not strain. When you stop forcing outcomes, you create space for movement. Opportunities begin to appear without effort. Conversations align. Timing shifts. Ideas arrive fully formed. This is not coincidence. It is coherence. You do not need to watch for signs anxiously. Life does not require monitoring. The more you trust the process, the faster it flows. Attention placed on lack sustains lack. Attention placed on sufficiency expands sufficiency. There is no punishment for past assumptions. There is no karmic debt for years of struggle. The present moment is always neutral. It responds only to what you are being now. The past has no authority unless you keep granting it relevance. Manifestation is subtraction, not accumulation. You are not adding power to yourself. You are removing the beliefs that obscured it, the need to prove, the fear of loss, the habit of self-doubt. These are learned layers. Beneath them is clarity. When you operate from that clarity, action becomes intuitive. You no longer push blindly. You respond. You move when movement feels natural. You rest when rest is required. This balance creates momentum without burnout. Do not measure success by speed. Measure it by alignment. How often you return to the state of certainty matters more than how dramatic the change looks at first. Reality reorganizes quietly before it announces itself. Manifestation is not a performance. It is a relationship with yourself. The more honestly you inhabit your inner state, the more faithfully life mirrors it. You are not here to chase outcomes. You are here to stabilize an identity that naturally produces them. When that identity becomes home, results follow without effort. You are not asking the universe for permission. You are remembering your position within it. Consciousness leads. Form follows. This has always been true. The moment you stop waiting for proof and start living from knowing, the process accelerates. Knowing is calm. Knowing is grounded. Knowing does not rush. Manifestation is not about controlling life. It is about cooperating with it. When you align with your true nature, life meets you there. And when that alignment becomes familiar, reality has no choice but to reflect it.